So recently, a video released by YouTube creators, which is an official YouTube channel, um, basically they said that apparently the dislike count on videos is going to get removed, and the backlash on this announcement has been just hilariously, just massive. Like everybody hates it, and we're gonna talk about it. Now, YouTube is removing dislikes. What does this mean for the platform? Because obviously it's not a good idea. Obviously YouTube is just being stupid. So what does it exactly mean for the platform? Well, there are a few issues that it'll bring up, some minor and some very major. But the first and probably most obvious one is just is this video genuinely good? It might have 100 likes, but if it has 2,000 dislikes, then obviously it's not a good video. And if the dislike count is removed, it'll be very difficult to tell if a YouTube video is actually worth watching. And it's kind of stupid. They even say that in the video, like it's useful to tell if a video is worth watching, and then they practically just ignore that point and come and say oh, but there's this other reason that barely anybody cares about, and that's why we're removing them. So I'll play the clip now.
I mean, I've always thought seeing the number of dislikes on a video helps us know as viewers if it's a good video or not, if it's a helpful tutorial or not, or if what a creator is saying in their video is generally agreed with or not. But unfortunately, research teams at YouTube have found there's this whole other use for disliking a video that I had never experienced as a creator, and you may not have either. Apparently, groups of viewers are targeting a video's dislike button to drive up the count.
Now, I have rarely seen videos that get dislike attacked, and if videos do get a really bad like to dislike ratio, it's usually because people don't like the video and that it's a bad video. So I don't understand what their reasoning is for that. And later in the video they go on to say that lots of small creators get tons of dislikes and stuff, but being a creator with 10 subscribers, I honestly would rather get lots of dislikes on a garbage video that's genuinely bad than lose dislikes, because it shows that I need to make better videos and stuff. And usually videos that I see by small creators that have a bunch of dislikes are videos that are genuinely low quality, and YouTube reasons oh, we need to help out the little guy, which I don't believe. They're doing it to please companies who put out ads that people hate, but they still they can't, that there's no dislikes, so it's a good product, and this, that, and the other thing. So I genuinely think that YouTube, their first reason for these targeted dislike attacks are just what? Targeted dislike attacks? Really? It's stupid. Now, the next reason YouTube gives for the reason they're going to remove dislikes is just incredibly stupid, and it's just I'll play the clip. It's really stupid.
Usually just because they don't like the creator or what they stand for. That's a big problem when half of YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice.
So there are two really hypocritical and stupid points in that few-second clip. The first of it is, if somebody dislikes a video because they don't like the creator or they don't like what they stand for, isn't that the point of disliking a video? If I don't like that this person abuses dogs, I don't like what they stand for, and I dislike the video that has nothing to do with abusing dogs, isn't that still saying I don't support what you do because of the other things you do? Obviously, on the other hand, it could be well, yeah, but that's just a small amount of people, blah 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 blah. But the next thing they say is our job at YouTube is to give everyone a voice. Bruh, disliking is effectively giving everyone a voice, right? It's really stupid, I'll be honest. So, anyways, that's was a really stupid and hypocritical thing that they said, and we're going to move on to the next part.
A few common questions we saw from the initial experiment. First, without a public dislike count, how can viewers tell if a video is worth watching? Again, I kind of had this question too, but it turns out that while viewers might use the dislike count to give them a sense of a video's worth, when the teams looked at the data across millions of viewers and videos in the experiment, they didn't see a noticeable difference in viewership, regardless of whether they could see the dislike count or not. In other words, it didn't really matter if a video had a lot of dislikes or not, they still watched.
Here's the problem, YouTube. If Jimmy sees a video that says free Robux, not a scam, and the comments are turned off, but the like counter has 100 likes and the dislikes are like 230, then Jimmy's gonna think, oh, this is obviously not real. But if the dislike counter, is private, then little Jimmy is gonna see it and he's gonna say, oh, look at there's over 100 likes and there's like no dislikes, and it has to be real, and the scammer turns the comments off, so it's just the likes, nothing else, and that's the issue. You see the danger? Lots of scams will skyrocket, and YouTube, I hope, assuming YouTube's gonna do this, there's a lot of people hoping with the backlash it's getting that YouTube will cancel it, but YouTube had better start upping their, moderation on scams if they're going to do this, because the scams are going to skyrocket. I've seen paid YouTube ads. I watch a lot of Roblox videos, so I get a lot of, ads for free Robux. Yeah, paid ads. And it's hilarious. YouTube approves these ads. They're getting money. These are official ads that play before a video. And it's just stupid. Now, they also talked about how there wasn't a lot of change in viewership and stuff. And the thing is, while people can still comment and whatnot to show their distaste, even if your studies didn't show any difference, and even if people can still comment and say it's bad, not everybody comments. Some people are just going to say, oh, this video is bad. They're going to hit the dislike button, which people don't even notice, and they're going to move on with their day, and it's going to be an issue. There's going to be a lot less, dislikes on, or there's gonna be a lot less negative comments compared to likes. Because that's the issue. YouTube already has privated the dislike counter on comments, which is already really annoying. But now they're gonna do it with videos, which is it's not even annoying anymore. It's genuinely dangerous. All scam comments already probably have a bunch of dislikes on them, but dislike counts are private. So, it's gonna be a huge issue. It's gonna be very dangerous. It's gonna be very annoying, and this will change YouTube if they do it. I think the reason they're doing it is, like I said earlier, to just support these big companies who pay thousands of dollars on ads and videos, and just support, and just to kind of silence the people on their word of oh, this is actually bad. And the danger of this is, what's next? Them removing comments? There's no one to keep YouTube in check whatsoever. So it's gonna be a very dangerous thing, and creators, small creators, it's just the way online works. Small garbage videos, I privated a bunch of my videos that I made back in 18, because they were garbage, and lots of small videos that are not very good are gonna get a bunch of dislikes. That's not rocket science. But every YouTuber starts out somewhere, and every YouTuber's first videos were bad. It's just common sense. I think YouTube is trying to fix a problem that doesn't need fixing. And if it was small creators complaining, which I highly doubt it is, really, you can't take, a bad to dislike ratio. You can try to make a better video, right? There's a bunch of issues that like come with removing dislikes. So, they're very hypocritical through their recording too. Or not necessarily, well, hypocritical, but also just like flat out ignoring the points that they bring up. Like they're like, well, how can YouTubers tell if a video is worth watching? And then they say and then instead of like this, they state this twice. Instead of directly addressing that, they bring up this whole other reason why dislikes should be removed and not, addressing the issue, which is just very, very, very stupid and very, like, what? So, like, yeah, how can videos tell if how can users tell if a video is bad? Obviously, I said that they can still use the comments, but not everyone uses comments. And next thing you know, in like 5 years, the comments are gonna get removed, and it's just gonna be, oh, you like this video? All right, next video, and yeah.
Next common question. If creators can still see the dislike count on the back end, how's that any different? They can see it if they look for it inside Studio Analytics under the Engagement tab. But overall, it's much less likely to cause stress and embarrassment if the count isn't visible to the public.
I'm still gonna look at my dislikes in Studio. Like, and also, I assume that, like, they say the dislikes are still gonna, like, assist in recommended and stuff. So won't it still hurt the video if it gets disliked regardless? And this brings up another point, like when they made dislikes private, apparently, I don't remember this, maybe it was just in some certain countries or something, they said they experimented, making it private for a while, and they said they saw less dislikes. Maybe that was because people didn't feel, the need to dislike a video because it wasn't public. I don't think they took that. I mean, I'm sure they did. They don't care. But they didn't, like they aren't acknowledging the fact that maybe the reason videos didn't get so many dislikes is because, like, people couldn't see the dislikes. And obviously there's always going to be, people who just dislike for no reason and dislike bots. But YouTube, but there's so many good, reasons on YouTube for disliking a video that, is necessary, and it's just really stupid. And I'm sure, YouTubers, small creators, while they'll feel better about themselves not being able to see the dislikes unless they look for them, it's not going to necessarily help out their videos. Like, if they look in Studio, they're going to see that their video has a really bad like-to-dislike ratio, and it's just, it doesn't make any sense. But anyways. Well, they are correct that it's not because YouTube Rewind got a bunch of dislikes. Obviously, that's been happening for a while. Obviously, they're pretty cringe. But it is happening because lots of major corporations that are giving them lots of money are getting dislikes on ads and stuff, I assume. And, there's just a bunch of, reasons that they just completely hide and refuse to acknowledge. And it's hypocritical. It's, they think their community is brain dead, apparently, because, people can notice this, and, they, curate this video to only bring up the good stuff, and they hardly address the bad stuff. Even in questions where they directly, respond to the questions, they kind of draw you off of the subject of the question, especially in the first question. And, it's stupid.
Next common question. If creators can still see the dislike count on the back end, how's that any different? They can see it if they look for it inside Studio Analytics under the Engagement tab. But overall, it's much less likely to cause stress and embarrassment if the count isn't visible to the public.
This is going to make it worse for creators. Now, instead of people just disliking a video and moving on, while the videos will get less dislikes, the amount of negative comments will, while still not outweighing the dislikes, will increase. And now, instead of a YouTuber getting, a YouTuber who can't, for some reason, handle a bad like-to-dislike ratio, getting sad over, a 75% dislike, ratio, now they're going to get still a 75% dislike ratio, most likely, and now they're also going to get a bunch of, rude comments on their videos that wouldn't have been there if the dislike button stayed private, because now, now viewers feel that I mean, with good reason, will feel the need to like talk about it instead of just leaving a dislike, which for good reason.
All right, so that's the update. I hope it doesn't cause too much frustration. Honestly, I think you're going to get used to it pretty quickly, and keep in mind, other platforms don't even have a dislike button.
Well, obviously, lots of people are hating on it, so your first point, out the window. Secondly, no, people are not going to get used to it quickly. People are going to be very mad about it for a long time, and it will never be the same. And third of all, I like YouTube because it has a dislike button. That's why YouTube is my favorite video site compared to like TikTok or something, because YouTube does in fact have a dislike button, and it really helps you express yourself. And it said like, oh, our mission at YouTube is allowing people to, express their voices. And once again, that's why a dislike button is kind of a good thing. I mean, not kind of, really good thing. And other platforms should be following in YouTube's footsteps, not the other way around. Yeah, smart YouTube, yay. So anyways, that's the news, that YouTube is once again doing something stupid. And have a nice day. Also, at the end, they're like, "Oh, I hope you're well." Don't even try to pull that after you just like ruined the part of the way people express themselves on YouTube. Don't even do that.